Hi everybody, and welcome back to my videos, my YouTube channel, or Rumble channel, or whatever they call it on Rumble. I'm not sure if it's an account or a channel, but anyways, welcome back to my video. And in this video, I'm going to do something different, a little bit different. And I just realized that there's technically different types of reactions. So I would never react to videos. Okay? Well, at least not those videos. Maybe at some point my own. But no videos for copyright, because it feels like it's skating on thin ice when it comes to copyright claims. However, it shouldn't be much of a problem to react to anti-Trump posts on Twitter instead. And that's what I'm doing today. Or what you call it, tweet, you call it X, whatever you want to call it. So, yeah. Anti-Trump post. So I'm going to react to anti-Trump post on Twitter. Okay? So, let's get into this. And I guess they're mostly memes. Well, actually, there are memes. I took screenshots on my phone. I'm going to edit it into this video. So, let's get into this. This post has a picture of, I think it was supposed to be the shooter from Butler. And it says, if he was hired by the left to assassinate Trump, why isn't the GOP opening up an investigation? Well, first of all, there's no evidence that he was hired by the left. His political affiliations are unknown. And it's not that he was necessarily hired by anybody to do it, but rather influenced by false narratives and mainstream media propaganda into doing it. Okay? He wasn't hired, more like manipulated or brainwashed into doing it. I guess that's more of a better way to phrase it. So yeah. All of these posts, or most of these, or a lot of these, are going to have to do with the assassination attempt at Butler against Trump. Okay, so this one has a picture of a bullet, and it says a .223 bullet. By the way, I don't know anything about guns. I don't know how you would actually read that properly. Though you will see the picture on the screen. So yeah, in fact you will see this meme on the screen really. A .223 bullet from an AR-15 moves at over 2,700 feet per second at 100 yards. At 100 yards, and then it says, and then the next, the bottom half. They want us to believe it hit an ear and only scratched it. It grazed the ear. It was not directly hit. Okay? So, yeah, it depends on where it was hit and angle and stuff. But in the incident with Trump, it only grazed his ear and did not directly hit it. A direct hit, yeah. OP, this whoever posted this would have been correct, but since this was not a direct hit, this is not true. Okay, only minimal damage. Ah, yes, something that has nothing to do with the attempt at Butler. This one says, it's another meme. It says, "Am I the only one who wakes up every day wondering why Trump isn't in prison yet?" Well, technically you are not, as there are probably comments, people in the comment section of that post who would agree. However, Trump hasn't done anything illegal. Trump doesn't even belong in prison. Those charges were bogus. They were politically motivated. So, there you go. They are politically motivated. Trump does not belong in prison. Okay? This one has a picture of, I think it's supposed to be Trump. It's sort of like a shadowy figure or outline or something of the US either meme. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be Trump or somebody else. And it says, every sitting Republican is complicit in the destruction of America. Is that a fact? Need I remind you about the summer of 2020? The multiple attempts on Trump's life. The celebrating of the assassination attempt against a United Healthcare CEO. The vandalizing Tesla property and calling it protesting. And in some of those cases, they found bombs. Okay? So, tell me again, who's causing the destruction of America? This one says, let's cancel Trump's $90 million birthday parade and keep Medicaid. Well, there was no evidence that Medicaid is being canceled. And the parade has nothing to do with Trump's birthday. The parade is meant to celebrate the 250th anniversary of the U.S. Army, which so happens to fall on Trump's birthday. Okay? The Constitution contains 4,543 words. None of them are God, Jesus, Christianity, or Bible. Proves nothing because that's not what the Constitution was for anyways. Okay? The Constitution has nothing to do with the Bible anyway, so naturally it wouldn't mention it. This does not prove that Christianity was not found on Christian values. Okay? This proves nothing. Okay? The person that posted this is obviously trying to suggest that this means that the U.S. that the United States was not founded on Christian values. And yet, naturally, it wouldn't be part of the Bible. I mean, of the Constitution. So, it's another meme, by the way. So, our vehicles need to be American-made, but Air Force One can be from, I'm not sure how to pronounce that word. Qatar, is it? I probably should have looked that up before I made this video. Is it Qatar or... I should have looked up how to pronounce that word before I posted this. But nonetheless, what this post seems to be ignoring is it's meant to be temporarily used as Air Force One while they build another one. Okay, while they build a new Air Force One. Okay? Yeah, this meme says, and they have it in quotes, the guns don't kill people, sure seem to think a book can make you gay. Okay, if this is referring to certain books being banned from, like, school, like an elementary school or something, then it's not like it's then really what the problem is. What the problem is, like what's like impressionable young minds, okay? Impressionable young minds, too young to be exposed to that kind of thing, and could ask questions and could be potentially influenced to becoming that. Okay, at some point, especially since the teachers won't leave that stuff out of classrooms. Now I don't know what the context for this post is, and I wish they would have given some references so I can give a better analysis of this. But yeah, because I don't know if this is talking about schools or what. Context would have been nice. And this is not some kind of contradiction or anything like that. It is about influencing or supporting that kind of stuff. Okay? Because obviously those people would also these same people the Glowstone Cooper people might also be Christians, and I'm assuming they're referring to that, and well, that stuff that goes against Christian beliefs, Christianity, Christian ideology. Okay, cool. This post is a picture of is it Christina Lovett, or I have a feeling I'm saying her name wrong. Yeah, I need to get more familiar with Trump's press secretary. What her name is. Yeah, I'm busy with other stuff. Anyways, it says, I would literally deny the sun exists if Trump told me to do so. There's a picture of her on it. And stop saying I'm in a cult. Okay, I have seen a lot of walk away videos. Like videos of people who walked away. Now, if you are familiar with the hashtag walk away, I have seen a lot of videos, I've heard stories, and conservative YouTubers, I think like, what's that word, Amala, I cannot pronounce her last name, and another one, Misha, is it Petrov, or Petrov, however you pronounce her name. Like, if you hear their stories, it sounds more like the left and Democrats, so I call it, because their friends turned on them when they started asking legitimate questions. Okay? Even when they were still on their side. Okay? Even when they were still basically on their side. And words like, well, this doesn't add up. This doesn't make sense. Oh, and I think another conservative YouTuber, Gothics. Okay? The other one's acting like a cult. Okay, and that was the last one. So, that's it for this video. Bye.